Hi, I'm DeSipio. I'll be teaching Political Science 21 online this summer, and I want to introduce you to me a little bit, to the class, and to my expectations so that you can prepare to use the 5 weeks of summer session to your best advantage. As I mentioned, my name is DeSipio. I'm a professor in the departments of Political Science and Chicano Latino Studies. My research focuses on U.S. racial and ethnic politics. I'm interested in how minority communities organize to make demands on political institutions and how those political institutions respond to that demand making. I'm sure my interests will appear throughout the class, but this is an introductory class in American government, and like most classes with that name, it has three parts. First, we'll look at the Constitution of the United States, sort of the guiding principles that organize American politics. Then we will look at how people organize to influence political institutions in the United States, so how people organize in their communities, voting, the role of the media. And then we're going to look at those political institutions. We're going to look at the Congress of the United States, which I'll make the argument is really the central governing institution. We'll look at the presidency, we'll look at the courts, and then we'll look a little bit at the bureaucracy, not too much. In that, the format is really very much like any other American government class. I think where I bring some unique perspectives is that I'll make good linkages, I think, between that constitutional design that shapes the whole system, the opportunities that people have to influence government and how they exercise those, and then how the institutions of government respond. The course is delivered online, which may be a new experience for all of you. I've taught online once before. I taught this class last summer as well. I think online offers some unique advantages, but it requires a little bit more of you than an on-ground class. You'll have the opportunity, even though you won't meet with your fellow students, to work with your fellow students. Each week I'll ask you to respond to a question that I've posed in an online forum. I'll want to see a substantive response from you, but then I'll also want to see you react to what your fellow students say, what I say in the forum, and what the teaching assistant says. That's one of the three ways in which I'll evaluate your performance. The second way in which I'll evaluate your performance in the class is quizzes. There will be 2 a week. These will cover the readings in the textbook, and they'll be offered at specific times, so you will have to be near a computer 2 days a week from early in the morning until late at night, so you'll have a little bit of opportunity there to figure out when you take the quiz. So that's the second way in which I evaluate you. The final way is I'm going to ask you to write 3 papers over the 5 weeks, and you may think this sounds like a lot. My sense is that you'll see that the questions that I ask come very clearly out of my lectures and out of the readings. And I think you'll be able to answer the questions relatively easily if you're keeping up with my lectures and doing the readings on time. You'll know what the essay questions are when the course begins. In other words, week 0 when you get access to the course website. So you'll be able to think about those from the beginning of the class. And I've spaced those 3 papers out over the 5 weeks of the class. There will not be an exam for the class. I do this out of recognition that some of you are in very interesting places and wouldn't be able to come to an exam site. But the trade-off for not having an exam is the 3 papers. There will also be a small extra credit opportunity, which I describe on the syllabus. I think this is a good opportunity for you to fulfill what in many cases is a requirement or a foundation for further work in political science over the summer. But I want you to know that I am here to talk to you at your convenience, whether physically talk to you, I'll have office hours, talk to you by phone, communicate with you by email. Just because we're meeting online doesn't necessarily mean that you won't have the same sort of access to me and to the teaching assistant that you would in an on-ground class. If you look on the syllabus, you'll see my contact information. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions about the class. So I look forward to working with you this summer. Please contact me if you have any questions, and I think you'll have fun. It's a good class.